Hello guys!
Good night, mate!
Welcome to my lounge room floor, or welcome back to my lounge room floor. If you're a repeat offender, thank you so much. If you're not, make sure you subscribe and click that like button.
Click that dislike button, I don't really care.
First off, I'll apologise to my viewers for my peroxide hair. Yes, I will be fixing this as soon as possible. I'll also excuse like the weird lighting coming through. I usually film earlier in the day, but I was just really lazy today, so there's going to be like a weird lighting situation happening. Today is going to be me telling you my most ratchet school stories. I'm just going to basically embarrass myself and tell you why I was a terrible student. Although like all of my teachers, well, I feel like the teachers at our school had pretty low standards because most of the kids in my year level or any of the year levels were they were just so disrespectful, and I don't think I was that disrespectful. In today's video, there's gonna be 3 little mini story times because like I don't want to take one story and blow it out of 20 minutes long or whatever. So I'm just gonna share them with you and basically give you an example of like how not to be a good student. So the first story I'm going to tell you, I think this was maybe like year 7 or year 8. In class, this group of boys was bullying me, and they were just like, when I would like walk or like go to get my go to sharpen my pencil or like go to ask the teacher a question, they would make thumping noises and stuff every time I walked up. It caused an earthquake, so they would like pretend they're falling over and shit. And he was throwing rubbers at me. And not that like is a big deal, but with like 4 or 5 boys doing that to me in the class, like it was really a lot. And anyway, so this kid kept throwing rubbers at me, and I'm just like,
hey, if you do that one more time, like I'm gonna beat your ass, like
fucking quit it. And then as a challenge, so they kept doing it, and I'm like, no, serious, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
You serious? No, serious.
And then the kid's like, no. And the kids just kept throwing it. So I'm like, fuck it. So I stood up, you. And I'm just like, I just picked one of the boys. I'm like, I'm gonna get you. And so that kid like runs out of the classroom. And so I grabbed my pencil case, right? I had like one of those like Smiggle pencil cases, you know, the ones with like all the zips, heaps and heaps of zips on it. So inside my pencil case was like, you know, pens, pencils. And I had my big like metal calculator and my metal sharpener, like my metal's Smiggle sharpener. I actually still kept it because of this story. But which is probably it's not a good trophy to keep, but anyway, I was like, beat the shit out of this kid, so I run up to him, and then he's like, I'm so sorry. I have my pencil case in my hand, and I just smash him in the head with it like a few times, like not just once, like multiple times. Please don't think I'm like a psychopath, although this is a pretty like psychopath thing to do. Sociopath. Because these kids bullied me every single day, so like, but like I just had enough, like I'd had enough. So I haven't really thought like, hey, there's like a calculator in here and like a metal sharpener. Like I didn't really, it wasn't like a small little metal one either. It was like a big one, like this big, like it was huge. 13. So I ran off and I ran out of the school grounds with my pencil case still in hand, went and hid, and I unzipped my pencil case. And the metal sharpener is like indented. It's like, it's gone from like being straight to like this, like hit this kid's cranium that hard that I bent the metal.
Sociopath.
I ended up coming back in later and I had to talk to like the school counselor and stuff. They didn't make me apologize to him or anything, which was like, I probably should have apologized to him. I felt really, really bad, but the counselor like tried to like console me and made me like, he grabbed out a chart and like showed me like, which emotion were you feeling that led up to this? This is just bringing back some shit, honestly, like. But yeah, so that was the time that I smashed my metal sharpener over a kid's head and broke it. Honestly, if someone's bullying you, don't think physical violence is the best way to go about it. It's always taught me like, if someone hits you, you hit back twice as hard. So the last story I'm gonna tell you today is the time I threw a chair at a teacher. Oh my God, yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is the time I threw a chair at a teacher. I was in year 7, and if you did something like naughty in a classroom, you would get sent to timeout. And timeout was like this little room that had like an off-duty teacher sitting in there, and you had to like fill out a form and like it was kind of like an apology letter and like write down what you did wrong and who you're sorry and blah, blah, blah. And you would have to stay in there for the rest of like the period or however long left of the class there was. And then after that, I think that went to like the principal and the teacher, and then they would decide whether you got like expelled or suspended or whatever. And because my year level were that horrible, getting sent to timeout was like a badge of honor, and the most amount of times you got sent to timeout was like good. I was, despite like these stories, I actually was like a good student, kind of. So I was in class and there was this kid called, oh, what am I gonna call him? All right, I'll call him Daryl. So there was this little asshole named Daryl, and everyone hated Daryl, but at the same time he was popular, so I don't know how that worked. He ended up dropping out, and I've heard nothing of him since, but basically he was just a real feral little kid. Like he was, him and some other boys were like teasing me again, same class in year 7 as the kid I hit with the sharpener. Not the same kid, but one of the kids in that group, so in French. And so this little asshole Daryl is just like calling me dumb blonde, and he's just really, really going in, and he's like coming up and he kept like snatching my work from me and stuff. And I tried to, the teacher was like really, like, how do I describe it without like sounding nasty? She wasn't like dumb or anything. She was just really like mellow is how I'll describe it. So she was just very mellow. And so she's kind of like, oh boys, like sit back down, please. Like start, do your work. And I'm like, miss, like these kids are like literally gonna piss on me, like can you please do something? Because my school was kind of crappy, the teachers never did anything. It wasn't the only kid. I think most of the kids in the year level got a turn of being bullied. But yeah, anyway, so these kids, like, they kept snatching my work from me, and like I would get up to move and try and move away from them, and then they'd like pull my chair up from underneath me and I fell on the ground. And by that point, like, it's probably like an hour and 20 minutes into the class, and this is just non-stop. This was the entertainment, because like in French class, you didn't really have to do work, and it didn't matter. So that just trying to make me cry was basically their entertainment. So I'm on my school laptop, and I think I'm gonna search up like best comebacks. This is so fucking doggy. I was such a loser. I didn't search up best comebacks. Anyway, so I like Google best comebacks, and I'm like, I'm gonna destroy them. I can't remember exactly what came up, but there was this one that said, I'm gonna deck you so hard that I'm gonna clean the floor with your face. Or like some dumb shit like that. So like these kids, they start getting up to grab my workbook from me again and stuff. And so this time when he goes to grab my workbook from me, I stand up and I look at this Daryl in the face, and I'm just like,
Daryl, I'm gonna deck you so hard, I'm gonna clean the floor with your face.
and then all the boys behind him were like, oh shit, oh my god, water to the burn, you just got destroyed. So this kid's like, fuck, like she got me, like what am I gonna do? So he kind of goes to sit down for a moment. He kind of goes back because he just knows, like I just destroyed him with my Google Translate insult. So then after I've said that, and all of the boys are just like, ooh, like apply water to the burn, whatever they were saying, he walks to the front of the class. And he's near the teacher. And he just turns to me and he's just like, you little I hope you die. And so I've just cracked it. So I just grab this chair and like, I'm sorry, this is like low-key gotten like really dark, but yeah. Stand up, I grab my chair and I'm like, and I just piff the chair at him. And like, I don't know how I got the strength, like little like 13-year-old Amber, who's like this tall, just yeets this chair across like 3 tables, like 3 rows of tables. Like I would have just so angry at this kid, like this little asshole Daryl, and he ducks and then it fucking hits this poor teacher. Like it hits this poor teacher in the shin who'd done nothing, like she didn't even know what was going on. And it just hits her in the shin and she's just like, who threw that? And I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm having a mental breakdown because like I'm getting bullied and then I thought I like destroyed this kid and then I've thrown a chair at him like completely out of character and I've just thrown a chair at him and it's hit the teacher. And I was just like, what do you mean? And it's hit her in the shin. She's like, who threw that? And I was just like, oh my god, me. She's just like, Amber, kind of surprised. Like she was kind of aware that the boys were like riling me up. I have no idea how this teacher didn't know what was going on, but she's like, get out, and I got sent to timeout. And that was the one and only time I ever got sent to timeout. So I was not a cool kid. I didn't have like 17 timeouts under my belt. That was the one time, and I just remember sitting in there just like crying, and I just felt like so terrible. But yeah, that is the story time of how I hit a teacher with a chair. And I hope you like enjoyed this video. Honestly, it was kind of rough towards the end, so I'm sorry about that. I'll kind of tell you about how I was kind of a terrible student, but also like not that terrible of a student. I don't know what this video was. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you can stand my face. I put eyelashes on for you guys, so I'm expecting like an extra 2 likes on this video because I actually don't look disgusting for once. So that's my 3 little school story times about how I was the worst student ever. I hope you liked this video. Please respect your teachers if you're still in school. See you on the next one. Bye. Just kidding. Love you.